Hi there. What are your guys' names?
Jacob Sadler.
And yours?
Willem Valant.
Okay. How old are you guys?
18. 18.
And where are you from?
Dyersville.
Dyersville. Okay, good. Who's your first choice tonight?
I'd have to go with Andrew Yang. Pete Buttigieg.
Pete Buttigieg? Mm-hmm. What do you think on the second?
Pete Buttigieg.
Okay. So you guys can be pretty strong. Would you be willing to talk to me on the way out and let me know what you think?
Yeah.
This is your first time, hey?
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations and thanks. If you could have your first names.
Diane?
And,
Don?
And where are you from?
We're from Dyersville, which is just about, 5-10 miles away from here?
It's where I'm from. It's kind of funny that it seems like this whole south side came here.
Yes.
And the other side went to St. Xavier.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
there are 2 locations in Dyersville for the others there, but
I must have
just the
expected a
one.
lot. Okay.
Yes.
And who are your first choices tonight?
You know, we've been talking about this forever, and it's very difficult for us to make a choice because there are so many wonderful candidates. However, we know that we have to make that decision, and we are going to go with Amy Klobuchar first.
Okay.
And if Amy doesn't get the requisite 15%, then we're going with Elizabeth Warren.
Okay. Is this your first time caucusing?
No, we
No.
caucused.
Back in 2012, we did for.
Well, thank you so much. Would you be willing to talk to me on your way out?
Sure.
Okay. I'd love to know what you thought of it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Sure.
welcome.
What's your first name?
Garrett.
Garrett. And where are you from, Garrett?
I'm from Dyersville here.
A lot of people from Dyersville. That's where I'm from. How old are you?
I'm 21.
This is your first?
Yes, this is my first.
Okay. May I ask who your first choice is?
Bernie Sanders.
Okay. And maybe your second choice?
I'm Elizabeth Warren.
Elizabeth Warren? Okay. Being your first time, would you be willing to talk to me on the way out?
Yeah, sure.
I just want to know what you think of it then, okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right, thank you.
Yep, no problem.
That's it?
That's it. First off, may I have your name?
Peggy,
Okay, and where are you from?
Dyersville?
Dyersville, okay. And is this your first time?
No,
No, not first time caucusing?
no, no.
Who is your first choice?
Biden,
Biden? And who might be your second?
Klobuchar.
Klobuchar. Would you be willing to talk to me on the way out?
Sure, if you're still here.
Oh, I'll be here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. The primary purpose of this caucus this evening is to elect delegates, alternates, and convention committee members to the county convention, which will be held on March 21st, 2020. Discuss and adopt resolutions to the recommended to the county platform committee. Elect precinct committee members who will serve as voting members on the county central chair committee. To give you a quick idea of what tonight will look like, first we'll have a short presentation on behalf of the Iowa Democratic Party. Then we'll hear from any local elected or local candidates.
I don't think anybody's here, so that's going to be quick.
After that, we'll calculate and announce the viability for this precinct. Then we'll break into preference groups and elect delegates, alternates, and the county convention committee members.
So think in your group right now who will want to go to the county level and be the delegate to cast a vote for your candidate. Okay, we really need people to sign up for that. You know, that's why you're here. Okay.
And it's one morning at NICC in
March. It's
March
usually-
21st.
It's usually the day of the St. Patrick's Day.
But
Not
back
this
in
year,
plenty of
though.
time.
Not this year.
Not this
No?
year.
It's 14th in Dyersville.
Oh, okay.
So you are clear.
Okay,
Good to go.
so good to go.
Then we'll discuss any platform resolutions, and then finally we'll discuss any remaining business before we adjourn for the night. So, election of permanent officers. But first, the caucus must elect as permanent caucus chair and secretary. Right now, we're temporary.
Is anybody
Want
willing for these jobs?
Step up, we'll hand it over. You gotta take her.
Well, think about it, you know.
So,
Is there an age requirement?
No,
Any age?
any age.
But you seem to be
I don't
doing
know.
a job.
It might be 18. I'm
I
not
think
sure.
you have to be a voter.
You do?
I think. So,
Nominate somebody?
Yes. We will do nominations.
At this
and then-
time, you
Well, yes,
nominate
we
somebody?
will be doing that tonight.
Yeah, we're doing that right now.
Okay.
So, as the temporary chair, I've been trained and certified to run the precinct caucus. I am automatically nominated, and it is my hope to be elected as the permanent chair and permanent precinct secretary. Are there any nominations that somebody else wants to take on this job?
I was going to nominate you two guys.
Many hands make light work, yeah. Come on.
Okay, so all in favor of leaving it as is, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Any nays?
Okay, so Sue's going to read a letter from Troy.
Troy Pierce, he's our Iowa Democratic Party, and I really like what he has to say because he has really summed it up very well. Welcome and thank you for attending the 2020 Precinct Caucus. Tonight, you are joining fellow Iowa Democrats gathered all across the state to do what we do best, organize and mobilize. But as you gather tonight, I hope you also take time to celebrate with each other the growing strength of our party and to continue to work together to make our party even better. There is no doubt that we have our work cut out for us. We all know that. That is why the work you are doing tonight is so important and the first step in building a strong grassroots organization, and that takes our state and county into the right direction, a new direction. But to do that, we must be united. You may have entered tonight as a supporter of one of our outstanding presidential candidates, and I hope you're successful. But regardless of the outcome, when you leave tonight, we must all be united as Iowa Democrats ready to fight for our values. Because together, we can take back the Iowa legislature and win important seats at the courthouse. Together, we can sweep all 4 congressional districts. Together, we can put Democrats back in the United States Senate. And together, we can turn Iowa blue and take back the White House. Stands shoulder to shoulder with you in this fight, and together we know we will be able to celebrate in November the brighter, progressive future that lies ahead of us. Thank you so much for being part of this historic night and for being a member of the Iowa Democratic Party. From Troy Price, the Iowa Democratic Party Chair. So, and along with that, there's also ways that you can stay informed about the state party's happenings. You know, there's 4 ways. Twitter at Iowa Democrats, on Facebook at Iowa Democrats, website iowademocrats.org. You can submit questions or feedback anytime via email at info@iowademocrats.org. If you have a smartphone, take a screenshot of this so you have the information handy. Our state party has been working hard over the past year to strengthen our organizations and support our county party. We hope you will connect and stay engaged in the months ahead. It's a big election come November, and we need each other and we need grassroots, and you know, like I said, many hands make light work. Corey and I got this assignment. I got my packet last night. Corey
We got it yesterday.
yesterday. But you know, unfortunately, you know, we did it because
It's important.
It's important, and there was nobody to step up to the plate. We need more people to step up to the plate. It's a commitment of X number of months. Decide what you can do and what you're good at, and help us out. So now we will continue to explain the process tonight of caucusing, which Democrats do it so much more fun.
Okay. So,
They just haven't heard go yet.
okay, so now, after our first alignment, each group now has to select a preference group chair. This is kind of the person in your group that kind of keeps track of your numbers for you right now. Okay? So pick one person from each preference group, pick a chair.
Are you switching to be with us? These two are switching to be. You're not liable.
So go with whoever you want.
You want to go with these? We're good if you guys go. Yeah, three. All three.
Oh, we haven't been. Not yet. Don't realign yet. Just stay where you are. Okay, now that chair for your preference group needs to come up and tell us how many you have in your group. Okay? And we need the numbers now. So count and bring it up, and they'll keep track of it up here.
Say that one.
I got a question, ma'am.
Yes.
Don't each group get a chance to try to talk some of those other ones to come to your side?
How many?
T-bar?
Yes. Right now, we have 10. Okay.
The second alliance. So you're going to look just for this year. Instead of last time, it was kind of just a person kind of track.
Are you ready with your arguments, Bill?
What?
You ready with your arguments?
No, she said real.
Just stay where you're at right now. This is just the first alignment.
Oh, this is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
We want to know the numbers before and have a record of them.
So we're seven.
Okay.
Seven.
7.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 7. Yeah, me. I'm in it too, yeah.
8. Okay.
Amy's 7.
Amy is 8.
8?
Amy Klobuchar is 8.
Yeah.
Okay, 8.
Okay, so right now what we have is Joe Biden was 15, Pete was 7, Bernie with 10, Elizabeth with 5, Amy with 8. Okay, does that sound accurate? Yes.
Tulsi with 2.
Tulsi with 2. Thank you.
Sorry.
You're fine. We're kind of lost here.
Okay.
Well, you know, we made papers for all the 11 candidates, and being undecided is another viable group as well. So that's 12 potential viable groups. So,
It's like so much fun. For you, not for me, but not for you, but for me, it's fun.
If you choose a few, you need to find that viable party.
Okay. When do we need to do that?
Okay.
Within the next 15 minutes.
So what?
It takes that long.
The next step is,
Okay.
if you are in a viable group that has 7 or more, you fill out the front side. And then you cannot move after this.
Yeah.
Okay? You fill out the one that says side 1.
Do you have the extra pen?
I love Oh, I've got it. I'm not saying. Because we literally have time yet before we have yeah, I know. I understand.
Anybody need a pen?
I do. I've got it. One guy
Is voting address or physical address?
Okay, has everybody filled theirs out? Are we ready to move? So if you're wondering about the voting address, it should be the one that's on the registration rolls here.
We shred this one ball.
Does anybody need any help filling theirs out or anything? Are we ready to go?
Yeah, no, I recognized your face. You always had a really good. You walked in and I was
Corey, are we in our alignment right now?
Yeah, we're about ready to do realignment. Okay. They will have. I'm just try to do it in 1 minute. And it must be okay, you ready? Okay. We're going to start the realignment process. This only pertains to only people who are in a non-viable group may realign. So if you are currently in a viable group, you can't move during this next alignment. If you are in a non-viable group, you can join a viable group, join together with other non-viable members to make one of your own groups viable, or join together with a non-viable group to make a brand new viable group.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay, good.
Remember, only members of a non-viable group may realign. We have to, during this realignment process, we have to give everybody, it has to take a minimum of 15 minutes. I think it's to give people time to think and deliberate and make a conscientious decision. Remember, at the end of the alignment period, you must belong to a viable group, otherwise you will not be able to participate in the election of the delegates. So at this time, I will allow each viable group 1 minute to try to persuade people that are a non-viable group to join you. Who would like to begin? Okay.
My name is Patrick Bland. I'm a veteran, 3-time veteran that I volunteered. I met Joe Biden at Bagram Airfield in Afghanistan in 2010. He is the real deal. He's the guy that could restore America to our soul that we lost in this last 4 years. He's going to work on that. He's going to extend Obamacare to where it should be, not tearing it down. And we just asked, if this would have happened 4 years ago, that Biden would have been in a position this, I don't think we'd even be here talking about Donald Trump. He can beat him. He can beat him like a drum. I've met him twice, and he's the guy that can get it done. We've got the advantage of having some great candidates, but Joe Biden is the one that's going to beat him in the borderline states. Thank you.
Yeah. Woo, very good.
Very good.
Who would like to go next?
Let's hear from Amy's group.
Hi, I'm not going to be able to follow that quite as
yes.
well. Hello everybody, my name is Bethany Steffen. I am an Iowa native, but I actually just moved here after 13 years in Chicago, so it's the Caucus, and it's very interesting sort of being in a red and blue kind of tipping state. I believe that my personal views are very moderate, where I believe in sort of driving bipartisan alignment to get shit done. I believe that our party believes that you don't have to be an aggressive, assertive, there was other language that was used, type of leader in order to drive America forward. And ultimately we think that Amy is very electable. We think that she has the experience of passing legislation to advance us forward, and a little, more moderate to be able to work together to get stuff to happen. So that is our spiel, and we would love to take anybody who agrees.
Bernie.
I'm Charlie Dickman, a local high school student, and I'm supporting Bernie Sanders because I know that when he is in the White House, he will fight for us because he always has. 4 years ago, Iowa made America believe that real change is possible. Real change like making health care affordable for everyone and lowering prescription drug prices with Medicare for all. Real change like... Okay, sorry. I thought I only had a minute, so... Can I go back to the...
Yes.
Real change like making health care affordable for everyone and lowering prescription drug prices with Medicare for all. Real change like giving every child and adult a chance for tuition-free college education, relieving me the stress of crippling student loan debt in the future. Real change like making big corporations and wealthy people like Donald Trump pay their fair share so we can raise wages, expand Social Security, guarantee equal pay for equal work, and confront climate change. But it's not just the issues. Bernie Sanders is the best candidate to defeat Donald Trump because Bernie has raised more money than any other candidate without any billionaire donors. Bernie beats Trump in nearly every poll, especially swing states. Bernie's campaign motto is not me, us. That means that Bernie Sanders believes that the future of America should be decided right here in this room by us, not the wealthy and powerful. So tonight, we ask you to join this movement with us to win the Iowa Caucus, defeat Donald Trump, and transform our country.
Yes, go.
Well, I'll keep it short. Pete's likable, Trump isn't. We want to win. Let's elect the guy that we can kind of agree might have a better shot at winning on the personality stage. Thanks. That's it. Keep it short. What's that?
That was way too short.
Oh, say more?
You can.
I mean, Pete, although he doesn't have years and years of experience going into this election, do you necessarily want years and years of experience in a corrupt Washington system? Pete is a breath of fresh air. Look at our history as a party. We've gone with the young candidate, JFK. We've been successful with the young candidate. Pete's the youngest candidate in the race. I think we might want to just try and do what worked before.
Thank you. According to the rules, we have to wait another 10 minutes before we do the final alignment. So, you need to talk to somebody here? Go for it. Yes.
So when does the non-viable group
Right now.
get to talk
Oh.
to the group to try to get 6 more people over here?
Right now.
Here you go.
Right now?
Yep. Gotcha.
Go ahead, you talk and then I'll talk too.
My name is Jim Sheston. I moved in my current residence in 1979. I have been caucusing in this precinct since 1980. I am for Tulsi Gabbard for a couple reasons. The first one is because of her military service, and it runs deep in my family, where I had a great uncle in World War I, 2 nephews who served in Afghanistan. The other thing with Tulsi is she says that all people have the freedom to live their lives how they want, spend their time with their families, and make their own decisions in a safe, secure, and prosperous nation. I am also that mythological being that you all have heard about, but you don't know that exists. I'm a conservative Democrat.
Okay, I have bad news.
Okay, so
I have
there we
bad
go.
news. It has to be a viable group.
Oh, sorry. All right.
They came and so when they told that they were on Congress, and There's been two errors tonight, okay? One being, this gentleman here is challenging why I let 2 people come in late.
Yes.
And I told him because their caucus, I've caucused for 40 years at the Dyersville Library. They went to the wrong caucus site, and so they had to find out where it was and drive here. So I let them in because they're on our list. It was an honest mistake, and you know, it got changed. After 40 years, it's been here. He's right. We were to shut the door. We locked it at 7. I let them in at 7:12. So.
But I thought you made the right decision because.
Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a yay or nay vote. I'm going to challenge it, and I'm going to ask, who thinks it's okay that we let 2 people in 12 minutes late because they went to the wrong site? Raise your hand. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Okay, and the nays?
The remainder.
Okay, okay, so that's resolved. Are you okay with that?
No, the last time I missed the caucus because I went to the wrong place. I was allowed to come in and caucus, but I couldn't vote.
Okay, that's another,
So,
excuse
that's
me, you know,
another one.
this is the first time for
Yeah.
Corey and I to run a caucus. I'm sorry for errors, but we're doing the best we can, okay?
So would it have changed someone's viability?
Pardon?
Would it have changed their viability if there was less people?
Would it have changed the
No.
It
viability?
would still be viable.
Pardon?
We would have it.
No, they would, saying 4.
No, I mean,
Would those two
the number they had have made them viable if it was less people coming in?
If they had 5
No.
to start with, and the extra 2 came in, and the viability is 8, they would have had 7.
Liability is 7.
The second error is that second.
We're talking about 8. To get right to the point.
Yeah.
We had 7 at the first alignment. We want to know if, without those 2 teams, we want to know if the 2 affects the entire.
Okay,
So we have to do.
so would you do the math again? Would you?
I have this chart right here. If we would be
It's still 7. It's still 7. It's still, because we had 48 to begin with, right here. And so 2 less people is 46.
Okay, tell us.
The problem is it may affect the next split, if there's an additional split, right? Because we have what, 4 viable groups, right?
We have 4 viable groups.
4 viable groups, but we have 5 delegates. So the number might have shifted where that second delegate goes for which viable group. Therein lies the problem.
Yeah, so they probably shouldn't be allowed.
There's got to be a number you can call to find out.
All right, I would call.
No, it's in the rules.
But if it's after 7, they're not allowed to come in.
Yeah, it's in the rules. That's as clear as it can be.
So even if we vote, you can't change the rule?
I mean, there's nothing, there's no number to call. It's in the rules.
I think if it's the rule, that's the rule.
Okay.
There's no voting on it. There's nothing. It's going to affect the next split.
Okay, I agree.
All right, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Is everybody comfortable with this?
Is everybody
Do you see what's going
okay with
on?
that?
Yep, full disclosure.
Okay, so now, let's hear the numbers. It's still, instead of 7.2, it's, oh. 6.9. So 6.9, and so we're gonna round it up to 7. So,
The second mistake is no longer relevant because Pete is not viable.
Right.
But
Yes,
it wasn't before.
Yeah, correct.
It does
yeah.
change that.
So then you gotta start all over now.
now we gotta start all over.
Now you gotta start all over because it screwed it all up.
Then you have to remove this.
Right.
Well,
Well,
you
they-
were acting as if you were viable anyway.
Yeah, we don't have
So
to restart it.
Yeah.
But no, it's a 6-9 rounds it up to 7 and we had 7.
We already acted like.
Right, what do you say?
I don't think it affects the 4 viable groups. It affects the next
Yeah, so
split.
you just, yeah, so you're still viable. Yes, yes.
Anybody opposed to me opening the door?
Okay,
Okay,
so,
okay, is anybody in here a seasoned caucus?
Runner?
Developer that has run caucuses before?
done, okay.
That have, okay.
We'll be much better next
I
time.
know that there's some rules have changed this year, okay? Can't tell you what they really are other than, you know,
They're freezing me with the fans.
huh?
They're freezing me with the fans.
I'm freezing you. Kidding me?
Well, these cards are
We're
new.
heated up over here. I'll turn
The
it.
cards are new, the coin toss is gonna be new, and just how we do it. So
Okay,
I think what we have to do is say, okay, we're gonna set the clock for
well,
15 minutes. Everybody go to their corners and their candidates, and we'll kind of start fresh there.
okay,
And we'll
well,
see if anything changes.
No, this is the realignment.
we're on the realignment now.
That's
We're
what
not starting fresh.
That's what I meant, the realignment.
Okay,
Haven't we been doing that? Are we available? Like, isn't the
You're
realignment?
already, this is
No, I know,
first
but
alignment.
isn't it realigned?
Yeah, that has to change because now
Oh, they did.
so did
No,
the
Pete was always viable. Yeah, Pete was always viable to begin with.
Yeah.
It was always 7 was the number.
two, right.
Okay.
Okay, and everybody that's realigned, that what, have you guys realigned?
They're not going to.
They're gonna be undecided then, or, okay, okay. Okay. So after the realignment period, preference group chairs will again count and report their total number of groups, just a double check. So have the person that you picked as your preference chair count and just come up and verify that we have the same number that you guys have, okay?
Flip chart has 8.
That's 16 for Pike.
So who?
We added 3. We added 1 warrant and 2, or 3 warrant.
Okay, great, okay. Yes. We have Biden has 16. Buttigieg has 7. 8.
Sorry, 8.
That's okay. This is why we do this. Bernie has 11. And Amy has 8. And undecided are 2. Okay.
So right now we have 4 viable parties.
Right.
So the third alignment will be who gets the extra delegate. Yes. You have a question?
You're fine.
Sorry.
I miscounted too, don't worry about it.
So each group has reported their preference group strength. Using that information, we will award delegates in the following allotment. We have a caucus math worksheet to calculate the delegates. They're going to go ahead and do that now, and it's everybody else. Meanwhile, the entire caucus now will nominate persons to serve on the platform committee, and the committee.
Tori, we have 5 delegates and we've only got 4. So one of these groups, oh no, it would be Joe would get the extra delegate.
Right. So they should.
Simple math.
Simple math.
Right.
So,
They're going to fill that. You're going to fill that out while we do the rest of this.
Yeah. Okay. So just so everybody knows, Joe Biden gets 2 delegates. Pete Buttigieg gets 1. Bernie Sanders gets 1, and Amy Klobuchar gets 1. Okay. Thank God there's not the 20. No, what's that?
So now, from each eligible group, we need delegates to the county convention for precinct 39. We would like 2 people from each viable group and 1 alternate. And you can determine in your groups who you want to send up, and they can fill this out. Okay?
Don't I take the cards?
Yes, cards.
At this time, I would like everybody to sign their cards. Fill out the cards and be sure you sign them. I'm going to come around Hands up! Anybody that changed groups needs to flip their card over and write who their candidate is now and sign that.
We're done?
If you're, you don't have to sign it.
And then we need,
I want you to sign.
Dan and I, we got
well, do we move forward, John?
So we have
'Heads up! Did somebody not turn in a card? Did someone not turn in their card? We are 1 card short from the number we should be.
Did you both turn in your cards?
I turned my card. Corey, did you?
Yep.
Hand up back there.
Do you have a card back there?
No, but when we added up how many people got up, it added to 45 and 46.
First we started with 45, then we could let the other
We
2.
started with 46 and went up to 48.
48.
Doesn't affect the delegate balance.
It doesn't,
I'm just trying to get the count.
Yeah. Did anybody not get a card?
This is for
Yeah, I understand.
I'm glad we don't have like 500 people.
Well,
People are like super rapid, just please, and they're saying pictures.
do you want us to just do one person off on the count right from the start? I think, you know, you mean just count through? Yeah, we can do that. We just do a roll call, or do a roll call? I mean, you have to do it in a second. Yes, so that would be one way to do it. Just read them off quick.
Can you read off?
Just so we report it accurately.
Okay, guys, heads up one more time. Just for rules' sake, we're going to do a roll count. Heads up. So when we call your name, say aye. So are you going to start reading off the names, and then we'll read.
Are you going to match the cards then?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Here, I'll help you, Sue. Just match the cards with the list.
Well, how many did they get?
Okay.
On the second alignment. Well, yeah, but she was just going to go right down the name. Oh, I see.
But you want to make sure you have a card.
Read the cards. Yeah. All right, thanks. Let's do it right here. 10 seconds. Read your card.
Oh, yeah.
I wrote the thing is.
They were complaining of freezing in the back.
I mean,
No matter which. It doesn't say alternate or anything like that.
Who doesn't?
They will contact you.
And this is him.
I got them green.
I think he's in his.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You think we said try?
Yeah, I think he said. Yeah, earmark them somehow. Is your count matching? No, we're still short. You signed in but didn't. But does your count here match what we're counting here? No. What I'm saying is people that checked in. Do you have a card for everybody that checked in? Is that what you checked in?
That's it, yeah.
Then you just need to do your count one more time.
Okay. Can you read the name? We're going to do our cards match what people signed in. We're questioning now whether these numbers were correct. So, by
16.
Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, Biden's correct. Okay. Amy.
8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Amy is correct. Bernie.
Don't count us two now.
Or not. Bernie, count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Don't count us two.
Right, so Bernie 11.
It's the same.
Oh, there.
Pete,
There's one back
8.
there. One back there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jesus. These
Yeah,
numbers.
the undecided.
Huh?
Sue, did you count yourself?
Yes. Yep, I'm in here. I got my card. Okay, they think they got the answer.
What is it?
Okay, who's the
All right.
What? Oh, okay, we're all accounted for. People signed up here. If you wanted a resolution, I know that I put them here just because I live in Dyersville and I'd like to really precinct there. Caucus there, I wrote that down.
Is
What?
anybody interested in donating to the party at all? Like, you know, we're up against, you can either donate tonight, if you write the checks, you're gonna write me a big one? Write it, make checks available to, the Democratic Party, or else, you know, I'm glad everybody stepped up to do the county. Go ahead.
But yeah, I think we're gonna have to help support whatever our candidate is. I think we're gonna have to support financially as well this time around, because I think we're up against some big bucks.
I mean, is everybody willing in here to whoever the Democratic candidate is, they will get behind him and support him?
Here, here.
Yes?
Yes.
Can we wrap this up?
Yep, okay, I think we're gonna call it a
You
night.
guys are
Thank you.
wonderful.
Thank you for being patient.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
What's your name?
Garrett,
Garrett, and who did you caucus for tonight?
Bernie Sanders.
And how come?
I believe that the greatest threat facing the human race is climate change, and Bernie Sanders is the only candidate that gives a viable solution to that.
And how did you think it went?
I thought it went all right. I was aggravated at the sticklers with the fine print, with the paperwork, not letting the two people vote because of gerrymandering. That seemed very petty, I thought. Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Dyersville.
From Dyersville.
Yep.
Dyersville, Iowa. Okay, thank you very much.
Yep.
No, thank you. Sure, I think I've been on the TV once.
Okay, your names again?
Jacob Sadler.
Willem Valant.
William, I'm sorry?
Willem Valant.
Okay, and who did you caucus for?
Pete Buttigieg. The same. Yep.
Okay, and how come?
I just kind of like how, well, I don't know. I just have a problem with controversy. Like, I just feel like the other candidates are a little bit more controversial, just a tiny bit. And then I'm kind of scared of the word socialist. So I just kind of feel like a young person is something that we could use in the White House, personally.
This is your first caucus?
Yeah.
Okay, and how old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18 yourself?
Yeah, 18.
And how come for Pete for you?
Same reasons.
Same reason? Okay, well, thank you so much for participating. Appreciate it very much.
Thanks.
I was an Edwards guy.
Alrighty, what's your names?
Jenny Osmigal Silva.
And Kyle Silva.
Kyle Silva. And where are you from?
Oh, we're from Dyersville.
Dyersville. And is this your first caucus?
No.
No, I've caucused, I think, 4 times.
4 times.
I think it's my third one now.
Third one? Okay.
Yeah.
And who did you caucus for?
Initially for Elizabeth Warren, but she wasn't viable, so we switched to Bernie.
To Bernie. And what can you say about Bernie? Why did you make that switch?
We caucused for Bernie in 2016, and we really like him. Elizabeth definitely took the edge for us, and we were it's pretty sad that she wasn't viable, but her and Bernie share a lot of similarities and stances, so it was a pretty easy switch for us.
All righty. Well, thank you very, very much.
All right. Thank you.
You
You too. See you later.
Yeah.
Don't do too much, okay.
Okay. Why don't you give me your name, your full name?
Hi. You want me to look at the camera?
Go ahead.
My name is Sue Engelbrecht.
Okay, so where are you from?
I am originally from Iowa City, and I've been a resident of Dyersville for 40 years.
You said earlier that you were at the library. You worked at the library the last time? You went to the caucuses.
Yes, I have caucused in Dyersville for 40 years, and we've always gone to the library.
So it was almost the south side of town that got the... Because I noticed when I punched in...
Nobody really knows why we came here. I talked to 3 Democratic Party people, and one person said that the library didn't get back to him, and the library was never contacted. So I don't know what the issue was, but it's just a shame, because I think we would have gotten more people that would have caucused tonight.
Right. Let me ask you about the rules. This was a rule change.
There were 3 rule changes, but this is my first caucus to run.
Right, and
okay.
you told me that you were notified of this last night.
Now,
Well, no,
do we really want to go
No,
there?
I'll cut it, but I just got to ask you, was that true? Did they just let you know last night?
No.
When did you let me know? I got my stuff yesterday, Wednesday.
But I couldn't pick up the stuff till Saturday because I worked.
Now, the reason I asked this
Okay,
is
so
because-
Corey asked me and got me to come in on Wednesday. She picked it up on Friday, and I was out of town Saturday, and I picked my stuff up yesterday early afternoon.
The reason I ask this is because it seems like that's the case in almost all the precincts on this side.
Well, it's unfortunate, because I think what's happening is they couldn't get any volunteers. And we were told that if we didn't volunteer, there would not be a caucus. And we have almost 500 names on this precinct, on the 39th precinct. And I think I was disappointed as to how many people really came in caucus tonight.
I was surprised myself, especially since they sent us down. They sent 2 of us down here.
Yeah.
The other thing I guess I would ask is that, do you think you want to do this again? No, seriously, I mean, do you want to continue to do it?
I do. I would, now that we've been through it. And I think if we could have some continuity, like all the other years, the 3 precincts have been in Dyersville. And I think it would be a good thing to keep them in Dyersville. That way we would have more support. There wouldn't be people driving. More people, I think, would probably attend. I think it's a very important year that, people pick their candidate. Unfortunately, I think when you give people too many choices, it's hard to make a choice. Okay? So I really thought that undecided would be a viable candidate tonight, but it was not. People, came and went right to their corners.
In the final analysis, then, what were the numbers?
Of who? Did I just rip that up? Of all the times we did the counts, Joe Biden got 2 delegates, and Bernie got 1, Amy Klobuchar got 1, and Pete Buttigieg got 1.
Okay, all right, wow. Well,
And we thought maybe we would have the proverbial coin flip, because
I mean, it looked like it there for a minute.
it looked like it for a minute, had those other 2 people stayed.
Right, but now, let me ask you about that. They had to be disqualified.
They were, because I guess, I'm a nurse by trade, and you kind of do what you feel is, you just make individual decisions on the spot.
Right.
These people came 10 minutes late because...
No fault of their own.
No fault of their own, because they went to their usual precinct site, which was also my precinct site. And it's probably, I mean, whether or not they knew that it was at the community center or the social center or whatever, they got here a little bit late and I let them in. And then it wasn't until after the first head count and viability that someone came up to me and said, hey, I went to the wrong site last time and they didn't let me in. And so I did a yay or nay vote with everybody in the room, and it was a landslide yay, let them stay. Then 2 people approached me and said, but that's not the rules. And so it's like, okay, we'll follow the rules, and the rules state shut the door at 7 o'clock. And so they stayed as observers, and so I wrote a note here because they did have cards and they have to be counted for. And so we, that changed the count. That changed it so we didn't have the coin toss as to who got that extra. It made the big difference in the realignment, the first realignment.
The first realignment.
That's where it would have made a difference.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.